Alright, so we're going to take a look at properties. Alright, I just wanted to show you my table of contents real quick before we started, so rewind, pause the video and take a look at it. We're going to make a tab called properties. Go ahead and cut it out. By now you should know how to do this. Alright, so we're going to take a look at equality versus congruence. And the thing to know about this is that equality has numbers, whereas congruence has no numbers. So equality has numbers, congruence has no numbers. Okay, so there are more than the properties we're going to look at, but these are the basic ones we're going to deal with. The first one is reflexive property, and you have reflexive property of equality or reflexive property of congruence. And all this is just think of a mirror. It's like looking at yourself in the mirror. You're the same person. So if it's a reflexive property of a line, it's the same line. Second one we're going to look at is symmetric property. So imagine you had a boy and girl of the same height. So there's my little girl, there's my little boy, the same height. Then the order doesn't matter. If it's got symmetric property, the order doesn't matter. You could have a boy and then a girl. Listening check, color in the word then. So in the first one, if Jane is the same height as John, this is the name of my stick figures. Then John is the same height as Jane. What we're trying to say, if it has symmetric property, the order doesn't matter. So if you're looking at it algebraically, we can say if x is equal to y, then y is equal to x. This is a listening check. Put a box around x equals y. Alright, again, symmetric property of equality, symmetric property of congruence. One deals with numbers, one deals with no numbers. Our third one we're going to look at is transitive property. And when you think about this one, I want you to think about transfer. Transitive, transfer. Okay, what that means is if you have a girl and a boy, and then you have that same boy and a different boy. So I'm going to draw it a little bit different, so pay attention. Then we can transfer and say because the boy and the girl are the same height, and the two boys are also the same height, then the girl and the second boy are also the same height. So I'm going to go ahead and put that in words. If Jane is the same height as John, and John is the same height as my second boy, let's call him Bill, then Jane is the same height as Bill. This is a listening check. Color in the word Jane. So algebraically speaking, we can say if x is equal to y and y is equal to z, then x is also equal to z. That's just a transfer. And the final one we're going to take a look at is substitution. Now it's easy. It just means substituting. So if I have angle x is congruent to angle y, and let's say they say an angle y is supplementary to angle z, then by substitution, this is a listening check, put a box around supplementary. Angle x is supplementary to angle z, just by substituting because y is equal to x. Now you really need to understand this, so rewatch this video as many times as you need in order to get it, because the next thing we're going to do needs all of this. Let's practice.